So it's kind of funny because when I talked about my Mechagodzilla 50th anniversary review, I talked about how, like, yeah, a few weeks ago I did my my review for Godzilla 70th anniversary review. I also find it funny that, like, I also did a review of Giant Size Doom, and it's funny. It's a book I just got on the fly, and it's another Marvel book that I have here, X-Men: The Wedding Issue, or the Wedding Special, I should say. So X-Men: The Wedding Special is basically a comic with Destiny and Mystique getting remarried. It also collects Iceman. I think the parts of the new Iceman comic that's coming out, as well as a short story in X Factor Annual number 6. Which actually I never read that, so I got to read it in here. It's a whole story where Destiny, or her real name, Irene Adler. Yes, her name is Irene Adler. For those major Sherlockian fans, she is named after that same character. Ain't that funny? But no, I'll get into the main story, but I just thought it'd be kind of cute because, like, it's such a somber, like, it's a somber but sweet story of... because Destiny had been dead for so long, basically in the story, she's basically putting her ashes, Irene's ashes, out to sea, and then a wind kicks in and just flies. Her ashes fly right into Mystique's face, and the reason why that is because Irene's always said that, like, one day I'm gonna make you laugh. And back in the present, Raven's just, like, got all of the ashes in her face, and she's like, "Oh, you stupid!" And she just starts laughing hysterically. It's almost like Irene got her to laugh after all. It's a cute story. Let's talk about the main story of this. Is that it's Destiny and Mystique getting remarried at what was formerly Avengers Mansion, and the X-Men and Avengers and even the Fantastic Four have all arrived to give their respects, which I find funny given all the things that happened with Krakoa, not to mention all the other things Mystique and Destiny have done to those characters. So I find that funny. I've heard, like, back and forth that this isn't continuity, but it has to be in continuity because they reference this story. So yeah, what I like about this comic is that, yes, it's not coherent with everything that's going on with the end of Krakoa, and everything going on with the end of Krakoa is just kind of really sad. So it's kind of nice to have a comic like this that feels like a sweet ending. It's after all the, like, depressing and all the deaths and everything else after the end of Krakoa, because I like the Krakoa era. I know a bunch of people are now going to get on here and just mention, "Oh, I hated the Krakoa era. It was so dumb." Yeah, God forbid a race of people who have been persecuted and decimated for decades have a place where they can feel safe without being, slaughtered for being different, having a fear of, being killed in their sleep, or, their own family trying to murder them, and also have giant robots and stuff like that. I don't know. Yeah, also have that fear of, like, oh, my parents will never accept me, and I'm worried they'll cast me out in the streets, and then I'll get raped horribly by some stranger while calling me a filthy mutie and then beat me to death afterwards. Yeah, I can't imagine why a place where everyone is safe and every single mutant character that has ever been in an X-Men comic all together and could make cool teams and have great chemistry back and forth, why that would be so bad. I must be dumb for thinking that. Sorry, it's just that every time... I'm sorry, I just had to get that out, because it feels like every time I talk about how much I love the Krakoa era, there's always seems to be a few people who just think I'm a fucking idiot for otherwise. So, yeah. God forbid I like something different done with my X-Men, other than them see my characters get horribly mentally traumatized by the human race. God forbid. Oh, but the X-Men were like weird cultist dicks. Oh, you mean they're being dicks to the people who decimated and demeaned them for years. Weird. Yeah, it's so weird. And yes, I'm not going to say the Krakoa era was 100% perfect. I am in no way going to say it was absolute. I'm not going to be on here like Homelander and be like, it was perfect. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Down to the last minute detail. I'm not going to say there were flaws. There were a lot of flaws in Krakoa. It was a great status quo, and I feel like the overarching story of Krakoa was great. It gave us a lot of cool stories. It gave us a lot of cool characters. And it brought back the... And here's the other thing I think a lot of people forget about the 5-year storyline of Krakoa, is that it brought the X-Men back to the forefront of Marvel like it should be. You know, fuck them Inhumans. Like Donny Cates' Death of the Inhumans I like because it's a good story, but also a bit of Schadenfreude. But yeah, I think a lot of people forget how bad X-Men comics got during that the Rise of Inhumans era, all because Disney was being a real dick to Fox until they finally went, "Ha! You're mine now," and then everyone's like, "Oh, the X-Men are back. Put the Inhumans away." So yeah. And let's not forget, need I remind all of you of X-Men versus Inhumans? So you'll forgive me if I enjoyed having bountiful X-Men comics after years where it was only like 3 at best, like 3 comics at best sometimes, 4 sometimes, if you're lucky. So yeah. Anyway, so I have to get off my soapbox real quick. Yep. Go. The comic it's not an anthology. It does have a bunch of short stories that all interconnect about the wedding, such as I really like, I think my favorite story is of Remy trying to get to the wedding by a subway car and encounters members of the Assassins and Thieves Guild, and he has to deal with that while at the same time Rogue is doing Irene's hair and talking about how much she loves him, even though, yes, I know, it's like, Mom, I know he's an idiot, but you're gonna love him. So I do enjoy that. I do enjoy that. And it also is just happy to have some, Rogue and Gambit stuff. For no particular reason. None at all. Nope. Absolutely. Gonna have to remember it. The other one I really enjoyed was of Wolverine with Anoli, Pixie, and I can't remember the other two, but basically he's with several other young X-Men, and they're all trying to find like a gift for a wedding gift for Irene and Raven. And Logan and like Anoli is like, guys, are you guys stupid? They're terrorists. They're evil. And I was like, yeah, why would the Avengers let them into the mansion? Like, they're like, yeah, at this time, Krakoa was still a thing, but, like, Irene and Raven did some horrendous shit for Krakoa, too. So, yeah. I just find that interesting. I just found that, like, yeah, why, Anoli's, like, pointing out, I was like, oh, yeah, they get a pass because they're the gay rep, but, don't look at all the other stuff. And, like, why can't we like North Star? And then someone, like, I think Pixie goes, because North Star's a dick. And I'm like, they're not wrong. But then Wolverine is just caught in shenanigans because Pixie's bouncing them across the universe, like the Savage Land, Limbo, places like major X-Men hotspots. The other story of Rachel Summers and Betsy Braddock, who is now Captain Britain, trying to get to the wedding, is also another fun one. The story, I don't know what it is, but it reminded, like, the villains they encounter with the Captain Britain Corps remind me from... They look like characters out of Heavy Metal. And specifically, I mean the movie Heavy Metal. They just look like again, like, they just look like characters you'd see in, like, one of the segments of Heavy Metal. I don't know. Maybe that's just a me thing. All in all, it's a cute story, and again, it's a nice little like happy note at the end of Krakoa. Like with everything going on at the end with the fall of X, and yes, I know some of these characters. You don't have to write in the comments, "Oh, but this character's dead now." I know, I'm aware some of these characters are dead, but it's just a kind of a happy note. Really, it's just all like one big happy note, even though. But then again, Rogue says it best when they basically steal. Like it's all been the wedding, the renew your vows was one big plot to get all the characters away, so Mystique could steal from Wanda's shop and take some of her artifacts. I thought that was yeah, that would totally happen. And Kurt's just like, why? Why would you do this, Moms? And Rogue is just like, you got to take them good with the bad. They're our parents. And I just like, yeah, it's just shut your brain off and love the story. But anyway, so if you can, go out and find this. There's actually I found there's a variant cover that's a homage to the Spider-Man and Mary Jane wedding issue. I thought that was pretty cute. But I wish I could find that. But I'm cool with this. If you enjoy, I want to see more of the Dark. I know circumstances are preventing that, but again, no one stays dead in comics. I would love if they can do, if Jonathan Hickman's X-Men book was basically the Summers family, which was cool. I would love to see them do an X title that focuses on the Darkholm family, the ever-growing Darkholm family. Like have it be Mystique, Destiny, Nightcrawler, Rogue, and Gambit, who's now married into this family. Like have them go on I would. Marvel, please, if you can hear, if anyone from Marvel can hear me out there, I would absolutely love a mini-series at the bare minimum of the Darkholm family going on like a family road trip, and shenanigans ensue. Like you could even have Graydon as the villain, who is Mystique's other son. So that'd be kind of fun. Although, you can bring death don't matter in comics. Anyway. So, if you read X-Men The Wedding Special, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of it. Like it, hate it, comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.